it is adult coloring book and supply haul video time. I have sort of a medium haul here. This is my only book, but I have some really cool new mediums, and I'll talk about that here shortly. So I've been slowly purging, selling, giving away old coloring mediums from 2017, 2018, 2019, very more inexpensive ones, you know, sort of like the basic marker set, my smaller sets of pencils that I've replaced with bigger sets, things like that, to scale down to my higher quality supplies. And I've also been buying new supplies, things I've never tried, things that are new that I need for sort of my embellishments. So I'm basically getting out with the old and in with the new is kind of the concept I'm doing. This is by Lenka Filoninka. It's from Etsy. It is one of the only book of hers in print that I don't have, and I love her books. They're amazing. The Victorian one, the fairy one, the dancing one are some of my favorites, but this one from the heart I didn't have. So I wanted to show you guys it. Everything you see in this video, I will try, or I will, I'm not going to try, I will. If it's still available, I will link it in the more section, the more drop down menu below, and you can find all these products. I love her books because they're large, they're A4 size, they're thick, kind of ring bound, they have nice glossy light grayscale paper. She wrote me a note. Dear Emily, that was nice of her. So we have some freebies in here. They're all of the books she ships herself. They're signed. This one, interesting. Now this one is, yeah, the paper's a little different than the others. It's a little, not quite as glossy, but it's still like a thicker cardstock, which is nice. This might be her original. I think this might be one of her first books. I love her books. They're on, two of her books are on my bucket list of all the pictures I wanted to complete. Of my 50 books I've chosen to complete in whole in the next 10 years. And I have a video series coming out where I'm going to show you, it's like a 4-part video series. I'm going to show you the 50 books I chose for my bucket list. Books that I want to complete in entirety. They're all my really nice books, and I'm actually doing this one now. Darn it. I bought this on her Etsy printable, and I'm doing this now for Mer Month. I just finished it yesterday. Oh, I think I have it right here. I didn't do the final details yet. That's a coincidence. I didn't know that was in this book. I haven't finished all the final details. I was trying to do like some white stripes, kind of look like underwater, but I haven't done all my stickles and her eyes and things like that. But this was my basic marker base. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I chose 50 books. I plan on completing the entire books in the next 10 years. Hardly any of them have been colored in, except the two Lenka Filoninka books that I picked. I love this. And because I have this terrible habit of, I have so many coloring books that I've never completed a book. I like 2 pictures here, 1 there, 3 here. I think the most I've ever done in one book is probably one of my Hannah Lynn Artist Edition books. I might have 10 done. But maybe not even that, maybe 8. But I picked 50 of my favorite books, the good quality books with the good paper, ones that I want to use my best mediums, where things won't bleed through. I'm not going to use like bleedable mediums. And I'm going to complete them 5 books per year the next 10 years. So that's a fun goal. It's a fun series. I filmed the whole series. I showed you each book and why I chose it and did the flip throughs. And these are mostly overseas, but I like this one. I'm tempted to add this one to my list. I started with 40, but then I moved to 50 books. I like that one. This was a little different. Her others, yeah, have a little bit more of that shiny paper and are a little more little more tint of a pale gray scale. Yeah, all of her art is original. Yeah, so these are the books I have. I have Victorian Grace, Magical Season, Hello Spring, Spirit Animals. Oh, Enigma. I love that book. That's a great book too. Okay, so that is Link Philoninka's Beautiful from the Heart book. All right. So first thing I want to buy, this is kind of fun, I want to show you guys is this. This is an original neck reading light, pink of course, my favorite color, because I've been doing a lot of coloring late at night. I don't want to have blaring lights like on my art table here that keeps people awake. I often like to do it on my drawing board on my lap in the living room, and I don't have enough light. And I realize when I'm trying to, I go back later and I look at pictures I thought I did with the regular lamps, and there's a bunch of things missing, like tooth showing in pencil, like I couldn't see because I didn't have enough light. So I bought this kind of neck lamp thing, which is, you can probably have the lights all the way off and be doing that. And it's pink, obviously. It has the two ends, so it's rechargeable. It bends this way. Obviously you can use it for reading in bed, or if you just need more light on top of your lights, because I have terrible eyesight. I'm going to turn this on. Let's see. I wonder if I can turn off this light. I can turn that light off a little. So we have, oh, so you can go bright, bright, brighter. And it doesn't look that bright on camera, but because I have a bunch of overhead lights on right now. But there's also a button on top here where you can change it to the more yellow light, the bright, bright light, and this light. So you can't really tell because there's like all the truck lighting I have in my ceiling on right now. But basically, and you know, you can put it around your neck, and then, you know, you're leaning forward, you're reading, you're doing your art, it'll shine right down on your palette. And I got the idea from a friend of mine who's doing that. So I'm like, I gotta have that. And I have terrible eyesight, so it's really cool. It's supposed to have a long charging life. The link is below. I got it on Amazon, but they're all different colors too. I thought that was really neat. And you know, often I'm reading at night too, and I don't want to have to do the thing where you clamp the book light to the book and it's flopping all around. I hate that. That drives me nuts. Okay, I got that. Much brighter in a dark room than it was on the camera. So I bought 2 pencil cases. I bought a ton of pencil cases. They haven't all come yet. Because I have all these pencils in tins stacked, unorganized on my art table that some have opened, some I've never opened. And I just realized I'll never use them if they're in tins. I need to move everything to colored pencil cases. So I went to all my sets, counted, you know, I need one for Derwent, I need one for this, one for that. And then I went, you know, count how many pencils, then go to Amazon, try to find a coordinating case for those pencils. I did that with about like 14 of my sets. Of course, now I don't remember which case I matched which pencil. So I do remember I got this one for my Holbeins. This is a pretty navy blue with pink flowers. It has 4 tiers. And this one was a 160, and the Holbeins were 150. Had trouble finding a nice 150 case, but I figured, Alexa, cancel. But I figured the 160 is as close as I could get without going over. So it looks like this, and you have enough for 160 pencils. Cute little plastic case. I guess it's plastic. I think I prefer the cloth. These ones were inexpensive, under 20, as I recall. This one, I don't remember. Is this? I think this is the same one, a different color, but I don't know. This one has one. I thought one had 4. I think it's the same, different color. Did I get 2 160? Yes, I did. So I got 2 of these in the 160. I think I must have gotten these for my light fast pencils. This one. So yeah, very inexpensive cases, because when you have to buy like 15 cases, you don't really want to spend $30 a case. So I'll link those below. They had them in all different colors and patterns. Next I did get some Souffly tracing paper, and you're probably asking me, what is the tracing paper for? 100 sheets, highly transparent, 8.5 by 11. Well, to make it very simple, it's kind of translucent. It kind of is like tissue paper, but more like waxy, obviously, tracing paper. The purpose of this paper is to either use it for this full size or cut it out, and you're going to, if you're using like pan pastels or something like that in one of your nice books, or any kind of medium that might, once it's closed and stored on the shelf, will bleed through, you take out a sheet, you put it here, and you close it. These are your protective sheets for your completed work, especially if you're not using fixatives. And I have mixed feelings on fixatives because most of them are cancerous, toxic, very bad for you. Maybe the brush on liquid ones are okay. All the spray ones, most of them are no good. It's just, and of course it depends on what medium you use, but I just like to just use these divider sheets. So you can just take one out and just put it right in the middle, close it. If it's a little too big for your book, just cut it off the edge. It works great. They kind of, don't really adhere, but they kind of cling a little to the toothy paper, and so it's perfect. They don't also come sliding out. So this got a little damaged, obviously, in the mail, but that's what this is for. And I've already used a whole pack, so it's very useful. We're going to do some testing of mediums in this book. All right, I purchased, this is Hannah Carlson's book. I did purchase these Paul Rubens Artist Transparent Watercolors, which not only do I love the pink box, they are very affordable, very good quality, highly recommended. And I got some brushes, which I'll show you meant to go with them. And it comes in like a little, almost like a glasses case, but so these are the little trays. And I love pink, so I love this case. I don't know why there's a hook, just to hang it somewhere. Anyway, so we have here our watercolors. We have a whole swatch. I'm going to admit, I don't do watercolors. I do watercolor pencils. Sometimes. I've never done real watercolors. I wanted my first watercolor set. I have absolutely no idea how to do these. I'm not gonna lie. But this was my year for learning new things. I'm guessing you get your brush wet with your cup of water and just dab into the color you want. But I got these for backgrounds because I do pan pastels and gelato brushes on my backgrounds, and pencil, it takes forever sometimes with the pencils, and I just wanted something different. So I'm assuming you do it with the brushes, and I guess I'll do a whole video on using these so you guys can see. But I thought it was a nice, like, compact little case. I liked this sweet little, like, cloth, and I saw this on someone else's channel, actually an artist channel. So I did get these, and I got these artist quality sable watercolor brushes. And the sable brushes are recommended. They're very long handles, which is nice, and they have kind of more of this, like, pointed, I guess you could say, in there. It kind of comes together like an arrow, which are supposed to be the best for watercolors. And so you get all the different sizes you need, and so you can get into like the little nooks and crannies and everything of your picture. So I got those, which I love to go with my Paul Rubens. I hope I don't hate it. Let's see what else was in this box. I have, this was a coloring supply. Well, I got a 3-pack of the Genevieve Swiss chocolate, the Drama dark chocolate, vegan dark chocolate from Switzerland, which I can't find any of the stores, and it's just the best non-dairy dark chocolate I've ever had, and it's not too dark. It's perfect. It's mild. So I got these actually on Amazon and I love them. So I'm to eat one right now, but I usually just break up a couple squares every night and have it. Okay, so I did get the Guangnang Super Golden Marker. So never tried these before. They're metallic-y, super metal, really neat kind of metallic-ys, and we're gonna actually test it out on camera. So it just kind of comes like yonder, individually wrapped. So I'm going to pause the video and unwrap a couple so that, is there an actual gold one? I mean, I like the colors, but the gold and the silver I really wanted for my ornaments and stuff. Yeah. So I'm going to pause this, unwrap, and we will continue. Okay, we're continuing on. I got the 2 wrappers off. They're shakeable, obviously. Paint pens. It took a minute to activate. I did the green one. I'm going to show it to you and then show you the gold one. So once you get it pressed and activated enough, you do get that nice, very nice kind of metallic-y paint. It's really smooth and liquidy. So I really like that. This is going to be great for Christmas for like all my ornaments and metallic things. To show you how to activate, shake it up good. This is the gold one. This one already has a little gold on the tip, so you just want to kind of, this is my test page, just kind of start pressing until you get it flowing. There you go. All right. It does look like an actual liquid gold. Paint pens are a little tricky. You have to go slow and try not to go over the same area you did, because it'll leave like little chunks, or not chunks, like texture differences. Ooh, this is a nice gold. Oh, I like it. I've seen people use this gold one on so many things, like on the Cosmic Mythographic book and the Galaxy Girls and all that. Oh, I love it. And ornaments. Okay. And yeah, so they're liquid. So they have all these colors. There's yellow gold, there's purple gold, cyan gold, blue gold, green gold, gold, silver, yellow, gala, purple, red, gold. All these other colors you can see here. Like a rust color, which is nice. Look at really vibrant colors. I'm gonna actually pause 1 more minute and I'll do a blue one for you. A blue one activated and unwrapped. It's really pretty blue. And I'm gonna flip this over too and see if it bled through the paper also. Look at that blue. These are very liquidy pens, so I guess they are, yeah, like a metallic. But they are very nice and juicy, and that's what I had seen specifically also in the video. I've seen a couple of people that have these. So I'm going to flip this page. We will see if it went through. Now this is a 5, 6, 7-year-old terrible picture I colored. So I did that here, right there. I did not see any paint marker. No, I don't think it did. It didn't go through. Wow. All right, goody. Well, that's the Super Golden Marker. Love it. It's acrylic. Okay, glad I got that. Now we're gonna try something new. I'm very interested in what this is all about. This is the Staedtler Pigment Arts Pen, multi-ink, 36 pigment brush pens, fiber tip pens with brush nibs, fiber tip pens. These are going to be very similar in quality. Supposed to be non-bleedable, such as the Faber-Castell artist pens, which are a lot more expensive, and similar. So I'm excited to try these. So let's take a look and try it out. So it has a sleeve. We're going to take off the sleeve. Ooh, multi-ink. What exactly is multi-ink? We want to revolutionize the world of ink. As a result, we have developed an ink that combines the advantages of several different ink systems. Our multi-ink is based on premium pigments, which means that you can achieve extreme light fastness and exceptional color brilliance, even after years of UV exposure. All right, go for it. I don't care about that because I don't keep my art in the light and I'm not a professional artist. Ooh, we like it. I think they're French, I guess. Ooh, look at this. Is really cool. The 3 little compartments. Don't have to unwrap everything separate. Oh, look at that. Interesting. I have the artist pen set. These are a little thicker, but they're lighter, which is unusual. Let's grab some colors and dig on in. No activating needed. I have 4 colors, and I'm going to test on a few different papers, including an Amazon paper for you. We will start with, this whole book is my test book because I did terrible pictures in here years ago. They don't look that bad, but they are. These are like ones I know I'll never do on the other side. All right, let's do right here. This is Hannah Carlson. This is one of her older books. I don't know how different her paper is now. So I'm going to do this purple. Does it have a name? It says Violet. Look at how pointy it is at the end. The artist pens are not quite as much of a brush point. Oh, wow. I mean, this paper on this Hannah Carlson book feels pretty thin to me, so a really dark purple might show through a thinner paper. Interesting. It goes on a completely different feel than the Pitt pen. You have to almost go more gentle. Long strokes. Look at that. Now, if it's, did it say it was water-based? Does that mean you can use a water brush on these? Let's do a red. And obviously I'm doing this straight on the page, no additions of any kind of solution, mixture, water brushes, or even just like mineral spirits or anything. These are really good bases to go over them with pencil, especially if, my rule with felt pens, this is almost pushing it for the size of a space I would do with a Pitt pen. I would go more for like small things most of the time, because it does use a lot of ink, and the bigger space you use, you might see more of the little faded, you know, it's harder to get a thicker, rich color. I guess you can go over it twice. If you go over it twice, you have to be careful because if it gets the paper wet, it can take up the paper if you go over it twice. But I like to go a final layer over with pencil. And then the pink. And then we'll see if it goes through. Yeah, it just it feels like a normal felt pen, you know, nothing unusual about it. Let's see. Look at that. Did not go through at all. Wow, and you can almost see through there. This, from this alcohol marker, went all the way a little bit through. But, you know, obviously, yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything. Do you see anything? Not bad eyesight. I think that, oh no, that's from the picture on the other page, maybe, I guess. Yes, duh, that's from that. Okay, I saw a little pink here, I was getting worried. So yeah, so these ones are not bleeding through on Hannah Carlson. So I have and Amazon paper. Let's try this. Chubby Fairies. Been doing a lot of testing on here. You've seen in my videos lately. Let's try Chubby Fairies. And let's do a little butterfly here. I tested something here the other day. I don't remember what it was. This is about the right size for a felt marker or pen, felt pen. I mean, it goes on very easy. They're nice and light. They have nice tips. I'm very surprised that dark purple was not even visible, because that paper is like, I almost feel like I can see shapes on the back, the other side, like see through it a little. Let's do red. Oh my gosh, it's so warm in here. We're supposed to be having this 85-degree heat wave in the middle of May, which is a really weird thing. It was 80 today and 85. Usually it's still like in the 50s this time of year, maybe 60 if we're lucky, because I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a bummer. I was not prepared to like pull out my summer clothes and have to use my air conditioning. I got my heater on 2 days ago. What's that all about? Because I live in Oregon, so yeah, I'm not happy. It reminds me how much I don't like summer. All right, here we go. Did the little butterfly. You can see. Wasn't off camera, was I? Probably. Let's go back out, see if it went through. This one did. A little bit. But keep in mind, this is cheap Amazon paper. So this one did just a teeny bit. It's just the two darkest colors, which I guess is the red and the purple. So keep that in mind, depending on, you know, what you're using, what paper you're using. Let's try the Joanna Basford paper. Next is another test page I've been doing mediums on lately. Let's try this one. Let's do some of this leaf. I'm going to do the pink. This is World of Flowers by Joanna Basford. Just doing a quick test. Green. The purple is pretty dark. Yeah, felt pens generally don't go through, but even my Tombow water-based markers, sometimes you can see through on the Amazon papers if you're using the dark colors, because it does get the paper, you know, wet, and then you can see the, I mean, it doesn't do it to the extent of the alcohol marker, but it still does it. All right, there's the red. Let's see. That actually went on really nice on this paper. Let's go out, see what happened. Yay, no bleed. Okay. So that's right here. Nothing here. So that's good. So it really is about the paper thickness. I think Amazon paper, if you're going to use them, only use the light colors. So that's encouraging. I do like the little case. I think they're fun. If you haven't tried felt tip pens, you know, if the Pitt Artist pens are out of your budget, I mean, they are very pricey. Try something like this. This wasn't too bad. I think it was, I don't know, it was probably under $50. I can't remember, but you'll know if you go to my link below. But yeah, look at all these colors. We got yellows, reds, all these purples, pinks. And when I'm doing my Clara Markova books, I don't want, and the newer ones I'm doing, I don't want things fully like bleeding through like I did alcohol markers in her original books, and they're just a wreck. Like you can see the back of every picture I did. So I've been looking for all new mediums I can do that won't bleed through. And in the Hannah Carlson books as well. All right, so nice case. This would be a nice gift for a colorist as well. Pigment Art pens. Okay, I have another pens to test. We're going to test next, which is, putting that back in the slipcover. Next, I have, and I never bought these before, the Sharpie S-Notes. Obviously, I'm a Sharpie fan. I buy tons of Sharpies. I did the Sharpie acrylic pens, which I showed you in my last haul a couple weeks ago. I have the Mega Sharpie set, the big set that has the Cosmic and the Glam and the ColourPop colors, which I love. It's one of my favorite Sharpie sets. Sharpies, if you don't mind them bleeding through, I love them. They fill in ink quickly. They're one of my favorite pens to use. And they work great in Amazon books. But this, I think this is more for writing, like if you want to write details. And I do a lot of journaling, and I was like, well, maybe I can use them for journaling or little tiny details in my coloring pages. So we're gonna try it out. So, and I love these colors because they're pastel. They're all new colors. So right here, new colors. And they're pretty. So we're gonna try a couple. And if you do like scrapbooking, if you need to do something where you write a few words or something like that. So the other thing is the ends, see, it looks like a little bit of a, almost like a mini chisel. And that's why I thought I could actually use it for my books as well. So they have little chisels. Theoretically, they're supposed to be for, what do you call it? A lot of students will use them for highlighters. I like to write with the pointer end of it, but I like it to fill things in. So some people don't like to write with the pointy end of the chisel tip. All right. So let's zoom in again. Let's do something here. Are these going to bleed through? Probably. I don't know. But I love Sharpies, and they're very small chisel ends. Oh, whoa. This feels so different than a regular Sharpie. Oh, that's weird. Regular Sharpies are heavy when you, the pens are heavy, but also when you put on the ink feels heavy and thick and like you can't see through. This feels totally different. This feels like a watercolor highlighter, I guess, which maybe is kind of what it is. Now you can use a blender for the white areas to kind of soften it up. You can do multiple layers once it dries. Let's do the purple. Oh, I like that feel. That's really interesting. Let's do this. Ooh, that's a pretty one. They are going to do a little more streaking for bigger areas. You normally would not do these bigger areas like this. I'm just kind of trying to show you a good pop of what the colors look like. You would want to use this more on small areas, and you might want to touch up with pencil after, but this could be a good base for a lighter color over it. Yeah, they're supposed to work more as kind of pastel neon, if that makes sense. Like you can use them for highlighting. We're going to see if this goes through too. See, you gotta be careful if you try to go over it a second time. I've had other pens like this. You want to wait, you ideally want to wait till it dries and then go over it a second time, or you'll get a little bit of that white watery look like watercolor, unless you like that, or go over it with a pencil. Let's do the pink one, and we'll flip over. Ooh, pretty. Oh, I think I might use these actually for my work too. These are good pens. I like the feel. This would be good for something you want like a translucent sort of more color too, I think, depending on what kind of paper you use. Obviously, it's going to be different on different paper. So you would really let this dry before you go back over it again. I mean, I could show you what happens, but if you go over wet with wet, you'll feel it more. So definitely let it be dry. But you can see how single layer, 2 layers there. Let's see if it goes through the paper. It probably did, but that's fine. Oh my gosh, it did not. Well, yeah, I guess not if they're water-based. Now, yeah, I can feel a little puffing of the paper because there's so much, actually, I just saw, yeah, it says no bleed, versatile tip, mild colors. So yeah, it is no bleed, so they're definitely water-based. I wasn't sure if they're gonna bleed or not. I didn't even bother to look when I bought them. Wow, so yeah, so these are gonna be great, and then you can just do like a pencil over. Just make sure it dries before you try to put your pencil over. It does feel a little wet or damp, you know, like a watercolor. And I would recommend a single layer and then your pencil over, or just a single layer and leave it so it kind of has that white fluffy look. Let's do like a yellow real quick and see what that looks like. Oh, that's really bright. I like these kind of yellows for light coming from windows in like house coloring pictures of houses that have windows. I do the different yellow kind of neonish looking, highlighter looking pens for light coming out. That's a really bright yellow. I like that. Wow. Okay, these are good. Good, good, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Okay, glad I got those. Oh, do we want to test that on an Amazon paper real quick? Let's do that. Quick test on here. Let's do a quick test. Let's just do this blue on the bunny ear. Really goes to show you that paper is everything. Okay, it goes on a little thicker, but feels a little drier. Still works fine. Yeah, color outside the lines, but yeah, I think they work fine. And did it bleed through? Because this is thin paper. Let's see. Yes. So, no bleed mediums that are water-based do go through on Amazon paper because they're so thin you can see your hand through. And, you know, it's wet, it's watery. So, stick with the better papers unless you don't care what's on the back. That's my 2 cents. Okay, so those are good. Next, do I have anything left? Yes, I do. I have this left, and this is an acrylic paint by T5, a water-based acrylic paint I wanted to try. Looks like this. I want to try this out. So these are white acrylic paint pens, and I've been looking for more white pens to do white details on things other than Postcard to kind of compare. Postcard gets so clogged easily and things of that nature. So I'm going to pause, unwrap, and we'll try it.